Welcome to New Orleans TV Internet Network's first debut of its live programming. And that was some catchy music. I like it. I was, whatever old people do. But hopefully you enjoyed it and see our great logo. If you haven't been watching any of our PSAs, you probably don't know what we're seeing, but behind us, and you'll see it momentarily. Well, you saw it right before us during the music. That is the logo for R-tist Revue. We have our signature, our brand item, the ant, red star ant, and he or she is got a beautiful palette with his paintbrushes, etc. But nothing compares to what we're about to show you. We're about to introduce you to our artist for this evening. For those who've never seen it, again, what we do is we invite any artist to contact us, or we'll contact them and bring them on. It's a live show, but what we do is ask for approximately 20 pictures of their particular art, sculpture, whatever they do, which one by one, after our live interview with the artist, one by one, we'll have the artist describe, give details, etc. So you'll feel really good about each of these, a particular one of these photos that we're showing you. And then we'll say goodbye to the artist at the end. And if you haven't seen, you're going to be seeing scrolling across the bottom, and she will be telling you, so you'll have it both orally as well as during the show, his two URLs. Okay, the important thing there is that you can contact him on either one of those URLs. And once again, we're on both Facebook Live, on Bob Bockelman, and YouTube channel R Revue simultaneously. Now, enough of that wasted domestical problem. Let's go ahead and talk about and introduce. We're proud to introduce to you a New Orleans artist. I think he'll explain a little bit about. I don't think he's a native, but that has nothing to do. The quality of his work is what we're looking at. But why don't we go ahead and bring up and introduce our guest? Oh my goodness, here, Kristof Corvinus. I've been working on this name, and much easier than mine, and I can't even pronounce it. Welcome to the show, Kristof. Sorry about that
That's okay.
mispronunciation. How are you
Hello,
doing
Bob.
this evening? Good,
I'm
good.
doing great.
Why don't you tell the folks a little bit about yourself? I know you, like I said, I think you're not a native, but give us a little bit about your background and when you came to us, and not only where you can be seen, but also how'd you get first interested to think that you were interested in art, or it's been since you came out the womb, or what? Tell us a
Uh,
little bit about yourself, so people feel to know you.
well, I've been here for 11 years.
Okay,
I'm not a native, but I've kind of felt like I belonged here for a long time. I'm from Charleston, South
oh,
Carolina, which is very
nice.
similar to New Orleans. So
Yes, yes, it's a very similar ambiance. Certainly, I'm not sure about the different levels of the population, but certainly the appearances and the historical traditions are maintained like we do in some of our architecture, etc.
yeah,
Good,
yeah.
good, good. And did you come here for any specific purpose, or just to get out the hell out of Dodge?
I've been wanting to come to New Orleans for a very long time since I was a teenager
Oh,
because of
okay.
books I've read and other stuff like that. But mostly, what brought me here was a person that I met online, a romantic interest, and I moved in with
Uh,
her. And yeah,
I understand. In fact, that's probably one of the top three situations where most people do meet, either for a love interest, or family member bids them, or position. And
yeah,
one of those three are the really lead-ins to whether it's here or almost any city, but certainly here. Fortunately, we have a lot of things that kind of make you. Hopefully, you see that not only well, just from you to give you impressions to work. We have so much, whether you look at architecture, we look at music, surrounding,
exactly.
there's so much stuff for inspiration. But anyway, tell us a little bit more. So when do you think you actually thought you were going to be, maybe not a commercial artist, but you really enjoyed drawing, painting, or whatever, however you first started?
I would say about five.
Okay.
Um, my grandfather, they were adopted family, but still,
Okay.
it's
Sure.
family.
Grandfather,
He was
sure.
a he was a folk artist up in Ohio,
Oh, wow. Okay.
and he bequeathed me his colored pencils, which would be antiques now.
Sure.
and that got me into it. I've always been inclined to art, and I've been drawing ever since. I never had a test paper or schoolwork that didn't have doodles on it or something.
But he gave you the
Yeah.
inspiration to actually narrow your focus to the art. Is that not necessarily
Well,
the topics, but the idea of doing art. Is that right?
yeah, I'd have to say it was always in me, and I either wanted to be a doctor or an artist.
Okay. Either one
Yeah,
works with tools, huh? Just a
yeah.
different. Okay.
But I chose to be a professional artist by the time I was 12. Actually,
Wow.
I decided
Wow.
what college I was going to, thanks to an art teacher in a new high school, and I went to it, and that's it. I'm very
Congrats.
determined. I pick what I
Well,
want to do, and I go for it.
congratulations. That's I know I didn't. I was almost out of college. I didn't know what the heck I was going to do.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in those days, there were differences in that parents ruled. You followed authority. This is way before you were born. And there was
Well, I don't know
another.
about that, but
Well, and there
we
was
had the
another.
strict rules too.
And there was another thing threatening down, breathing down my neck. It was called the Vietnam War, and
Mm,
I certainly didn't want to take that up as an occupation because I
no,
know
no.
it would have been short lived, literally and figuratively. So anyway, I don't want to hear about those morbid stories, but that's really great that someone can. Because I had no, I mean, I did all kind of never thought of a career or a passion. I really didn't. I didn't have hobbies like baseball, football, any of the. I just had, I don't know what I did, but I just was not determined in any direction. So we don't
I
want to
had
hear
a
no,
lot of passion for things, so
no, that's fabulous. That's the way it should be. You should be passionate about something in life, if not as many things as you can. Let's talk a little bit about has your. I mean, I know from childhood it's changed, but like as an adult artist, has your genre changed? Has your focus or impressions changed? What would you say? Or you been on track the same way since early on?
I've had an interest in pretty much everything and every genre just to give it a try, but I've always liked fantasy and horror art and, well, the weird stuff
I
because
understand.
I'm weird. So I think we've got a chatter.
I know I was going to bring it up. If you don't mind, can I bring that on the? There we
Go,
go.
go ahead. Hey, Dave.
There, somebody you recognize. Great, great.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, my eyes are so bad I can't read what he's saying, but you're seeing it, okay?
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to flip it back off so that
He
clicking on this.
asked me if my art is becoming more impressionistic
Oh, wow! And your answer was
and
yes.
hold on, more impressionistic and abstract as level of ability increases.
Okay,
Um, well, yeah, it is because I just learned to draw by copying things. I'm pretty much self-taught.
okay.
So, I mean, I had art instructions here and there, but by the time I got to college, they assumed you knew how to draw and paint. And
Well,
so I just drew everything in front of me. So I did draw realistically. But as I got older, I braved into abstract and surrealism because it's really intimidating because you don't know when you're done. It's instinct.
and not only that, the observer, the whatever your
Yeah.
patron, everyone could probably have a totally different impression of your art, of the piece. That's
Oh,
what's so good about
definitely.
it. It's not a fixed, well, this is the Mona Lisa. And no matter how many ways you look at it, she's still the Mona
Yeah.
Lisa.
It
But
can be a little intimidating putting yourself out there and having
of,
people,
of
interpret
course.
you or judge you. So,
Of course, and that's true of everything, not just art. In today's world, especially. But we're so glad one that the internet has come on because I think it gives not necessarily for this opportunity here, but the idea you artist or anyone more chance to get out and get that exposure, and especially if they might be a little timid, where they're not good at meeting with folk or don't feel comfortable with going out and soliciting things and stuff like that. Here they can do it much more impassively by putting up their pictures or whatever on any one of the platforms or all of them. And even though we started this long before on the TV,
yes.
long before the internet became popular, the important thing was I wanted to get all of the cultures at that time of New Orleans exposed to as many people as possible. I mean, one, hoping that they would come to New Orleans, but more importantly, to actually see what our city can do. We're not,
Hmm.
we're kind of back, we're backward, always labeled as the South, the backward. But I think we're very progressive in a lot of things. Maybe
I
not
think we
the
are, especially the
Yes,
arts
that's what I'm
especially.
saying. Maybe not in politics or education, but the arts, I think we have flourished, especially for the size we are, since we've been cut in half after Katrina. So we're half
Yes.
our size. We're really a small town now. And they have this kind of proliferation, and not only of art, but also food culture. I mean, it's just amazing how many restaurants that we have and have half the population that we had before Katrina.
Yeah,
Enough
there's
on
no
that.
lack of muses here, that's for sure.
There you go. There you go. Well, anything else you want to say about? Oh, let's go ahead and tell them. Even though I think we're going to be strolling, if we haven't already, tickered the two URLs for you. There we go. Why don't you go ahead and tell people where they can find you on whichever their social
In
platforms they prefer.
Yeah, Instagram is just Kristof Corvinus, my name,
Okay.
and you're gonna find the most freshest content there because I always take pictures of what I'm working on and stuff like that. It's up to
So
date.
Instagram is your most recent work as well.
Yeah, and then my Facebook is Facebook, .com, the Black Tulip Studio.
Yes, your studio name, I'd say. And
Yes.
again, folks, I know you won't have as much trouble spelling as I had pronouncing Christop's name, but let's go ahead and give it to him, even though it's Kristof, one T,
Hmm.
and then Corvinus.
US. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So you'll need that for your search in Instagram. And I would definitely suggest that. Now, you can also remember, and we'll quit plugging the show, but you can also watch this show again anytime on YouTube after we finish because it'll be there for supposedly forever. I know I won't be here for as long as it's going to be. And on Facebook, it's going to be on for a while. I think 6 or 7 days, something like that. But
Hmm.
what we do is we'll keep it on our channel on YouTube so you can always have it. And then as we're going to try to do, especially in the early days of our network, when we don't have full programming yet and don't expect to have it immediately, we have 9 shows lined up, but that's not certainly a whole day or evening. We're going to be replaying these shows as well. Now, not every day and every night. Like this show is being taped live in the evening. So we want to get at least 1 or 2 more day showings, replaying of this live show, and hopefully maybe one more night. So we always promote the shows on Facebook and YouTube, so you'll know when they're coming on. And so if you want to see it again on here and you want to see it at a particular time, it's just look for that if you just don't feel like doing it on your pleasure. Anyway, enough about that. Unless you think of something else. Is there any kind of? I think you mentioned you have an upcoming art event. Let's go
Yeah,
ahead and tell the yeah,
there's a group show. It's in April. It's Pancakes
April.
and Booze show. It's been coming here for quite a few years.
I've heard of it, never attended. But I have to ask: is it literal?
Yes.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
it's cheaper to get the pancakes. It's cheaper that you paid again, and it's all the pancakes you can eat until they run out.
Wow. Do they do it at different venues or the same venue every
No,
time?
it's at the Howling Wolf.
Oh
That's
yeah.
I
Very,
got the address here if people need it.
yeah.
It's 907 South Peters in New
Peters.
Orleans
That's
in the
really
Warehouse District.
where what we call the warehouse district, and
Yes.
that was really the predecessor of the World's Fair, and
Yeah.
all that with warehouses because they used to serve. They're right there on the river, so they would
Yep.
service them years ago. They would service the boats as their containers and all the freight, everything that was loaded off and was stored in those warehouses. But
That's
now
true.
many of them have been converted to condos. Some of them have been turned over to other things.
Nightclubs, a lot of event spaces and restaurants are there
And
now.
that little area where the Howling Wolf is 2 long strip, 1-story warehouses, and that was during the World's Fair. That was called the Italian Village, and
Oh,
they had
okay.
all kind of Italian restaurants and all kind of stuff going. But that was each of the countries that participated had a section within the that whole warehouse district during the fair. Enough about old stuff. I can talk about it forever. All
Well, I
right.
love it, but yeah, it's
They,
April 18th. It's April the 18th, by the way, which is on a
and
Saturday.
is there a time? Is it
Yeah,
open ended time or?
it goes from 8 to 2 a.m.
Hey, oh wow! And
Yeah,
then admission price lets you stay the whole time.
yeah. There's an early. Yeah, you can stay the whole time. There's an early a line jump, but to get an Eventbrite. It's on the site. You look up
Okay.
Pancakes and Booze, New Orleans. It's
Okay.
$13, but the day
All
of the
right.
show, the ticket prices do go low, but you have to wait in line to
Oh,
get in.
low. Oh,
Yeah,
oh, wait a minute. Yeah.
$7 I think was the last time at the door, but you have to
Let's
wait.
go.
It's long
Yeah.
lines. It's pretty
Yeah.
popular.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I know. It's been going on. You said what, 3 years or 7 years? What did you say?
No,
How
it's
many
been
years?
going on about now maybe 5 6 years I think.
Yeah. What's a great concept? I mean, there's all, nowadays we're trying to do everything in events to mix things up. So not just like traditionally, we have this wonderful first Saturday of every month where all the art galleries are open and they might be serving beverages, wine, they might have music,
Hmm.
and that certainly lures the people in. But here's another thing: it's just like they do opera in bars and restaurants now. Here's the
Oh yeah,
same kind of concept where they're bringing some kind of food chef, and what better pancakes as opposed to some elaborate dinner and
yeah.
some
Pancakes
form
with
of
all the fixins, everything you want. Blueberries,
yeah.
chocolate chips,
Can't
whatever.
can't be that. Maybe I can come to the early part because I have to be asleep pretty soon. Anyway, okay. Well, we really talked ourselves. Ooh, middle of the not middle, but quarter of the program's going. So I think we need to forge ahead into the pictures if you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at your first painting, and you can tell us about it. Let's see.
Okay.
There we go. There we
This
go.
one is called the Corvus Watcher. It
Okay.
was an 8x10 acrylic.
Now, do we know what the Corvus watcher is? Is it a bird, obviously,
Well, it's a
or
crow. It's a crow. It's
crow?
Corvus. It's Latin for crow. Well, crow
Ah,
raven, but yes.
I got it. I got it. I got it.
Hence my last name too. Obviously,
I was
crow is
about to
very
say, I
important.
thought you were naming this after you, but I mean, it is
So
indirectly, if not. Yes, I got
I
it.
well, yeah, I'm Native American, so crow is one of my birth totems.
Oh, okay. Well, that's had
Yeah,
more significance to it, huh?
yeah,
Well, I
very
love it because
personal.
I just like I love pictures, photographs. I love black and white. I think it's so dramatic. And here you just now, what type of medium are we using, and like approximate size? Because it looks smaller here on the screen, of course.
Yeah, it's not a very high J. It's an 8x10. It's a
Okay,
acrylic,
acrylic
but I
on
do,
canvas.
yeah, acrylic on canvas.
Okay, all
It's in a
right.
graveyard. It's hard to see there, but it's in a graveyard.
I saw a little bit in the background of Eyes of Bed. It was very like foggy, so I didn't see. Now, is
Yep.
this still available? You don't have to tell the price or
No,
anything.
no,
No, okay,
it's
that's
sold. I
I
mean, I sell
understand.
prints. I've got a few
Ah,
pieces you have up here I have for sale, but most things
oh,
are
great.
sold.
Oh, there you go. So if you really like something and you can't get the original, well, at least you save a little few dollars. But I mean, you can certainly get it to replicate for your home, or your office. All right,
Always.
let's go on to the next. I love this one. This is one of
This
my
is a
favorites.
watercolor on canvas. It's
Ah,
a
okay.
Claudia from Interview with the Vampire, the movie. Kirsten
Yes,
Dunst portrayal of
yes,
it.
yes. Oh, yeah. It's been so long ago that movie, but I knew the curly hair right away and the color.
Yeah,
I couldn't place the face because it's just been so long ago. But I
and
love.
name of the
Right.
piece is called "I Want More."
Oh, okay.
But this is a commission for a client, so it's obviously sold too. But again, I sell prints, so
Now, was this on canvas as well, and on acrylic
yeah,
on the canvas? And
color
was it?
canvas
And how about size on this one? Do you recall? Was it a little
10.
larger than 8 by 10?
Yep.
So that's pretty much. Is that pretty much your standard?
For shipping things, yeah, distance it seems to be the best, but
I
I have
understand.
others in the retinue here. I have other sizes too. So
I got it. I got it. All right, let's take a look at number 3. Ooh,
okay, this
wow.
one is part of my mask series.
Okay, I
Yeah,
can see that.
he doesn't have a title, but he represents emotional trauma. So it's
Oh,
pretty much up
very
to the
good.
viewer what they think it means to them.
Wow. Yeah, I can
Some
certainly see that. I mean,
some people would put it in the genre of horror art, and which is
uh-huh.
fine. I like horror art.
Yeah, it's a little bit ghoulish. I
It
don't
is
know if that.
ghoulish.
I don't
It's
know
not
if
as
that.
ghoulish as some things, but yeah.
But I like it again. I think it's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive.
Thank you.
Now, is that one? What's that status? Gone to? Or
No, I still have it. It's just a
okay.
little 8x10 on canvas
Okay. All
acrylic.
right. There you go, folks. If you like that one, I mean, I think it would make a very dramatic thing in either your home or an office. I think would be fantastic for, if nothing else, a conversation piece if you want to do that. So, but I really like. First thing I saw, that's how bad my eye. Oh, don't maybe I'm taking so, but I thought it was Batman. I said, "Ooh, Batman's
Yeah.
got beat up here." So,
Oh,
let's see. We're getting a lot of.
yeah.
comments. I don't know if we should show any of these. Now I can't read them to see which ones.
They're online
Uh,
comments.
yeah, online because
Uh, Someone said they love the crow.
good, good.
David said redheads have the hair color as a warning for the rest of the world.
Yeah, and Robin is she's making several comments.
He's
Okay,
at that, and he
yeah.
says Dave has loved the Mask series. He does. He's one of my clients, so he knows all my stuff. He follows me, so
I would say he seems to be pretty knowledgeable about you, so that's great.
yeah,
All right, let me
he's one
get
of my
him one.
stalkers.
Well, that's the kind you like to have if
Yeah.
they collect your work. You have to put up with something there. Anyway, okay, let's move on because again, now this one I liked because it was so different than most of
Yes,
the things you presented.
this is
And
the
now,
stuff I used to do in the past. So,
okay, okay. Well, there's nothing wrong with it at all. I
oh yeah,
like.
no,
Is it a watercolor or acrylic? To me, it
it's a
looks.
water. It's a
Yeah,
watercolor on
I thought it.
paper.
Yeah, on paper. I thought it was a watercolor. I could see the way the strokes on, and very pretty. Any title, anything?
Just no, just a landscape. So nothing particular.
Forest
But
landscape. And is that one still available?
it's in the process of being bought.
Oh, okay. And back to 8 by 10 size approximately, or something different?
It it is a 9 by 14.
Oh, wow, that's good. I think because of the height of the trees, I think you did a good job of lengthening the canvas, the height of the canvas. I think that's great. So,
Yeah,
okay, well, let's go on to another one. I even know these things are coming fast and furious, and I'm
yes.
too old to catch up with that. Anyway,
They're teasing. They're teasing me is what they're doing and
oh,
making
okay.
jokes. So,
Well, maybe I shouldn't put those up anyway.
oh no, it's
All
okay.
right.
I don't care.
All right. Please. Oh, here we go. I like
This
this one.
watercolor.
Beautiful profile. This one is really haunting, literally haunting.
It's
Uh,
called the witch. So yeah.
oh, I don't know how you got that. What is the? My eyes are so bad. What is that? A blue flower hanging? It's so blue.
No,
Bell
she's got
drop. Go
a
ahead.
cloudy sky behind her with patches of blue showing through.
Oh,
A stormy
okay.
sky. Yeah.
See, that's a bad mind. It actually gave dimension. Like I said, how in the world did they get that one flower left on that plant? Well,
Yeah.
the leaves are
Now,
all with it.
yeah, exactly.
Well,
This
that's
is
how
coming up
bad
in the
my eyes
winter.
are. But I love it. I think the extra because it's a little different shade of blue than the rest of the sky, so it really is dimensional. But her profile is really, really, really like that. Now, how about that one? Available or no?
It's gone.
Uh, I would have conjectured that. I'll guess that. But anyway. Okay, let's move on. What we got now? Let's see. Uh, I don't know if we're having a problem. What's that? Technology is causing a slight delay. So
Gotcha.
bear with us, folks. Sorry about that, but that's what we depend on today. It's our technology. It's good for the good and bad for the bad. Okay, there we are again, and I think hopefully means we're going to move forward to the next picture. Is that right? No, not yet. All right. How about these comments? Anything else worthwhile talking about that's not too offensive?
Someone said hello. So
Who is that said hello? I don't see hello. A simple one like that. Is that?
evening. Lestat de Linecourt. He's a vampire. So
I was about to say it. Wow, you are really impressing the audience. Look at the people you're bringing. I don't know.
you'd be
Wow.
surprised, Bob, who I know.
Yes, I'm very surprised. Lestat himself.
Well, you
Oh,
know Orleans, right? So
I know. I wish Ann Rice were watching. She would really be bananas, huh? Oh, look what we got now. Here's some going to a
oops, it
little
went,
somewhat
it went
lighter
away.
subject. Going to a somewhat lighter subject. Beautiful colors. Go ahead. Let's see if we can bring that other one up again. The
Bring
next
it
one.
back up.
Don't know what the problem is. We're doing so well, but anyway.
It's loading. Oh
We
well,
skipped one. We skipped one.
yeah,
Oh, no.
we did skip
Well,
one, but that's okay.
I'm sorry.
So
Well,
this is the one that you found me from
this is
here.
yes. Well, I was gonna. Oh, you took my
Sorry, I
intro.
read thoughts.
There you go, folks. I saw this. I guess it was on one of the social platforms, probably Facebook, and I went bonkers over it. I mean, And again, I couldn't determine whether it was a bird at the top or anything. And I wasn't even looking to try and define it. Even though it had very structural, definitive, like geometric shapes and stuff, but the color combinations and that muted or matte kind of look, as opposed to being bright and brushed, really, it just I locked on, and that's what initiated my conversation with Kristof about possibly seeing more work and showcasing it to you all. So let's talk about this one, because this is definitely my favorite.
Thank you. Well, this is one of my first attempts of abstract, as I talked about with Dave earlier.
Right.
Had really no professional training in abstract art. I just, I mean, most artists have the intrinsic golden ratio in their head. The gold that is to make things proportionate, so it looks
proportionate, right,
pleasing.
Right.
Yes, and so I just went by instinct of that. Now, yeah, you're right. It ended up being a bird. I mean, that's not what I planned. I just started doing shapes and colors, and I was working with oil pastel on a canvas, and it just turned out to be like that as I went along. So I said, well, look, it looks like a bird. I turned it around a few times, and that's what I saw too. So
Wow.
I decided to call it Fly Away Free.
Beautiful title.
And
Beautiful
at the time in my life when I did that, I was not in a good place. And I was definitely wanting to get out of where I was, because Indiana's lovely, but I'm not a Midwest kind of person.
There you go. But did you feel better after you did it, I hope?
I did.
Good.
But I kept this hidden for many years. I've kept it hidden for many years, and I haven't really exposed it to many people. It's just been my personal thing.
Oh, okay.
So I just recently put it up on the market, as you know. So
yeah, well, I'm gonna save my shekels if someone else doesn't contact you, and if I get the dollars. Once again, what size, may I ask? Is it your standard or something different?
It is an 8x10.
And on canvas, right?
Yes, it's
okay.
It's on a loose canvas. It's not stretched on a frame, so you can put it in a flat picture frame.
A flat frame as well. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, keep me in mind, unless you get somebody immediately that's going to give you, what you want or more, then keep me in mind, and hopefully somewhere down the road I can claim it, because I really do enjoy it. Now let's see if we can go to the next one. I don't know if I think we've been able to.
Prior.
Yeah, I think we've been able to go backwards with the one that we skipped. So this was the one I thought was so. The one we just saw was colorful, but this one is so striking with assuming the antique chair color and its lining. It says, and then to have the bear or whatever that is, and you'll tell us. I mean, just
it's a voodoo doll, actually, Bob.
Okay, voodoo doll.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I've never seen a voodoo in the shape of a teddy bear, but that's
people call that because it's just fluffy. Because I tried to make it family friendly. It's an icon I came up with quite a few years ago when I was on the fence on Pirates Alley.
All right. Oh, right. And of course, you got a crown. The indication of the crown. Anything?
Well, this is called Blue Rex. He's from Mardi Gras.
Oh, Mardi Gras. Well, right around perfect timing, huh? Even though you did it another time, we're right coming up on folks who are not there. Mardi Gras is only less than a month away at the end of February, the 25th. So this is great. So, folks, if you wherever you are, you need to contact her if you'd like to get this. This is a similar size and on canvas, or what do we have here?
It's an 8x10. This one's an 8x10 in acrylic, but I do them all different sizes and different styles. Cool. And people will commission them and have me
in different settings.
Personalize them.
Okay. Excellent. Well, it's great. And all you tourists or people who don't get a chance to come to Mardi Gras, this might be a great. And it's not just the typical Mardi Gras look where it's a parade float or something like that. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I think it's really a little more subtle. Like I said, very subtle for me. I didn't really even think that a crown could be anything to do with Mardi Gras. But Blue Rex, and Rex, of course, is the king of Carnival or Mardi Gras for those who never been or have not followed us. All right.
Yeah, and her blue is blue spelled in the way that most things are spelled around here with the French flair, but a little more Creole.
B-L-E-U-X?
Yes,
A-U-X. Oh,
so they're called Blue Voodoo Dudes, is what the series is called.
Blue Voodoo.
And
very good. It kind of rhymes, so it's really cute.
That's Blue the idea, yeah.
Excellent.
Someone named them for me, so they work at a voodoo shop. So, and speaking of voodoo shop, these are little figurines that I do.
Okay.
They're called Muerto pals. Muerto, the Spanish word for death.
Oh, okay.
little
Wow.
skelly things.
Yeah, yeah. But what are they key rings? I can't figure out what they are. Do they
Um,
serve a function? I see something hanging down from the bottom where their legs or whatever it be. What is?
well, I put little hoops on the top, and they're usually on cords for necklaces, but you can do
Oh,
whatever with
okay.
them.
Yeah, sure. Now you did these or you just photographed these? You actually manufactured these?
I made these. Yeah, I make
Oh,
these.
okay. And
You
you
can get them in the shop in different places in the quarter, but I can do
okay.
get them from me too. So
That's what I'm saying. But if somebody wanted to order this as opposed to the painting of this, you would also be able to ship that out as well. Is that
well,
right?
that's just a photograph of them to show them off. Then
Right,
when I
right.
sell
Well,
them.
I mean, I like it as a piece. I mean, I really
It
do.
does
I
kind of
mean,
look, yeah. Well, you gotta make your photographs fetching so it gets people's attention, right?
exactly, exactly. But someone could order one of these from you who are out of town and don't get a chance to come. Is that correct? And you could create one, right? The
Yes.
individual thing. Okay. And what's the name again, one more time, of those creatures? Whatever. Not creature.
Muerto pals.
Muerto for death. Is that
Well,
right?
yeah, Muertos.
Yes. And
Yeah,
pals being
pals.
buddy. Is that right? So
Like pals,
death
like buddies. Yeah,
buddies. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
they got named by another person too.
Oh no, we talked about this before when we spoke.
Oh
I'm not
yes,
really. I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate stuff here. I'm not really a
in the
big
cats.
animal person. Or and either one. And dogs, I see too many people have them. They're forced on me, and I'm nice to them. And but at the same time, a few have cats. I have to admit, I think cats are prettier generally than dogs. Just from a
Yeah, I'm
visual.
definitely a cat person. I mean, I like all
Okay,
animals, but I
good.
cats I do
Well,
have affinity for.
I can tolerate stuffed ones or something like this, a magnificent painting. And I love the way you've Frenchicized on what you tell me it's not French, or at least Renaissance this cat. Tell us about this cat. It's really cool. It's really
Well, I
go ahead.
started painting cats, mostly portraits for people
Okay.
in era costumes like this. They're anthropomorphic, but with the animal head.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that was a popular thing to do for animals and pets back in the Victorian time, and even
That's us.
before that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I kind of remember some of that, seeing that way back, and so
yeah.
that would explain. Well, I think you did a magnificent job of
Thank you.
revisiting, that period. And to me, it's just so dramatic. I really like it. And did you say he or she has a name?
Yeah, he does. He's called Lord Purry.
Oh, cute,
Sounds
Lord
cute.
Purry. Yes, and almost sounds British though, Lord Purry.
That's kind of the
Anyway,
idea. Yeah.
and again, size and typical. It
He,
looks more square than some of the others. Is
yeah,
it?
he's an
Okay.
18 by 18 inch,
Oh
uh,
wow. Oh,
larger acrylic on canvas.
wow. That really would be effective. I think. Really
Yes.
making it and available or not.
Oh yeah, he's available.
All right, folks. There you go. Count your shekels. That's a good one, especially you cat lovers. I have one real good friend, and she's knock on wood, she's about to deliver her baby, first baby, I think this month, and I send her every day. I never even noticed before until I met her, and all during her pregnancy, every day I send her cat pictures that are posted. I don't even look for them. I'm not searching on the regular general timeline of Facebook. I get at least three different pictures, either creations
They're
or live.
popular.
They really are. I had no idea. They always say man, dog is man's best friend. I think maybe in reality, but certainly in virtuality, cats definitely are. So
Yes.
anyway, enough on that. Let's move on because we're halfway past the show. Oh, another abstract again. This is
Yeah.
cool, cool,
This was
cool.
one back around the time the other one was around 2003 when I was experimenting, and it's called "Look at Me."
Look at
It's about
me.
basically a pretty emotional piece. It looks a little crazy, this thing, but it's mostly just feeling invisible and trying to get attention from people, and feeling
Oh,
not visible at all.
well, Stan made a wonderful comment we just posted about why he loves your work. You're very nice. And I don't see any blood on it or else. I don't know why he would like it so much. I mean, there's not a touch or. Sorry, that was really bad. I'm
Oh no,
sorry.
it's funny. It's funny. Don't worry about it.
But I love the color combination here. No matter what the figures represent, if they do,
Yeah.
I love the colors that you put together here, and it's a little
Thank
bit
you.
of the same variation of King Blue. Blue Rex, not King Blue, Blue
Blue
Rex.
Rex.
Again,
Yes.
the blue with the gold and the reddish or cinnamon color. I just think it might have been more orange. And then is that, I guess, the moon in the middle or up at the top? That
It's just a white
white
spot, and
dot.
it kind of looked like a psychotic eye sticking out to me. So
But it really focuses you. I mean, you're really drawn to it right away because of its placement, I think. But again, the coloring of this is really attracted my eye. Available or no? Well,
oh
we
no,
got
this is piece. It's an abstract that got sold to a collector up in Indiana.
Oh, lucky Indiana, huh? Okay, moving on. Let's see. We're getting, I forgot what number we're on, but go ahead. Oh, I remember seeing this one
This
too.
one was
Go ahead and tell us what it's about.
very personal.
Oh,
The Last Dance. This is
yes.
for my sister-in-law that I had. She passed away from cancer,
Sorry.
and she was a professional belly dancer. So it's a figurative abstract piece that represents.
Oh,
And it's called. It had her belly dance name. It's called the Dance of Life, really. So
uh-huh.
she was inspiring to me. So this is a piece for her.
Yes. Well, I think it's lovely. And I mean, I see her, and you'll probably say, no, that's not her, dancing on whatever that is at the top in the center. See the legs, one leg drawn up, and
Hmm.
and then the background just really supplemented with that muted background and the coordinating colors. So yeah, once again, it's almost a 3D effect you put on this, which I really like.
Thank
Uh,
you.
it's not, it's not one of my favorite. We've already gone over there. I like a little bit more dramatic color and all, but the idea of the contrast and very stark in the front and very muted but color coordinated in the back, I think is very effective. I
Thank
have
you.
to ask the big A or not A, available or not available?
Not a no. It's an
Ah,
it's been
right.
donated to a private
Folks,
collection.
I hope you didn't want a lot of these, but again, remember, she's available. She'll make a print on it. Well, not the ones that she sold, I don't think, unless she's already
Well,
made
no, I
print.
can. I have permission to make prints.
Oh,
So,
okay. Well, there you
but I
go.
always
So,
ask. I always ask if I do originals. I always ask if I do
well, of
that,
course, that's the
and
least,
most people say yes. So
yeah,
yeah.
but I think that's the courtesy. They want to have their, exclusive original, so they don't want you using it to copy another one or create another reimagination. Anyway, the important thing is you can get one, folks, in the print stage, and there's nothing wrong with that to hang prints in your home. They're just beautiful, especially if you frame them or put them on canvas. I put a lot of them on canvas, and they really look good, or foam board. Okay, let's
Mm.
go on. Let's see what we have next. Ooh, and these I don't know. This one is.
Yeah. Well, this is for the Day of the Dead.
Yes,
So,
it's a little too
and,
scary for me though.
well, it's supposed to be honoring your ancestors and about the death. It's about basically a goddess or a saint of death,
Uh-huh.
but not in the evil sort of way. It's just
I
death is part of
understand,
life.
but it's just either it's too authentic or just too haunting. I don't know what it is, but it is definitely scaring me.
Well, it is
You know,
creepy. Yes.
yeah. So I mean, the Day of the Dead that I associate is the Mexican Day of the Dead. I think it's
Yes, it's
called.
exactly that.
Yeah, and but they're so stylized, even though they're real skeletons looking. They're just so stylized that they're not comedic, but they're not. To me, they're not haunting or authentic or scary. This one is all of those. It's haunting and scary to me.
Well, death is kind of like
Yeah.
that too. It's all the things.
Well,
It's very emotional.
okay.
Santa
Is
Santa Muerte,
Santa Muerte.
traditional name, yeah. And it's acrylic, and it's got gold leaf behind the head.
Oh, I
And
saw a
yes,
little bit of, yeah, the gold. And the
and yes,
size?
I did it last year, and it's sold.
Okay.
I know.
We won't even
Sorry.
we won't even bother with the size.
Well, it's not like 14 if you're curious, but yeah,
Okay.
it's sold. So
Okay. All right. Moving on. I know we're getting close to the end, and let's
we're
see.
getting
Oh,
close. To
we still got 20 minutes. Oh, very vivid. Now this is my kind. I mean, what I really call abstract. The other thing when there's geometrics, the one I love, I still don't see it as abstract. To me, abstract has to be almost indiscernible of anything other than colors and fluid shapes. Now, not just fluid painting. I can't say that because one of our artists coming on is a fluider. The latest thing is, where they pull, like,
Yeah,
sort of like the famous, wonderful painter years ago who was kind of psychotic and did those giant abstracts and a movie about him. I can't think of his name, but anyway. But now they just pour them and they have parties where they're pouring. And I
you
mean,
mean
they do.
Pollock, Jackson
Yeah,
Pollock?
Jackson Pollock. Yeah,
That's
but
exactly
he
what inspired the style. So
really okay, but
yeah,
but he had talent, and I'm not saying these people don't because one of the artists, but it's just like to me random paint, spilling the fluid on there and hoping that the wonderful colors will blend in something creation. So I don't know. Oh, that's okay. Apologize. Anyway, all right. So, and that one's available or not available?
No, not available. It's
Okay.
It's a bigger piece. It's one of the biggest ones I've did.
Well,
It was in a gallery up in Indiana, and then again, the same collector. He bought it.
I have to say I'm kind of trendy and I'm very partial to the larger pieces, which not that 8x10 is not a bad piece, but it's just I'm so accustomed now to look for the larger piece. But this one is great.
And available.
All right, even better. Now,
Finally, right?
You tell me what it is, and I'll tell you what I thought what my impression was.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Well, it's again part of the mask series I have.
Oh yes, okay. I didn't see. I wouldn't still with the Batman one. I still don't see either one of those masks. I see them more as interpretations of the humanity or non-humanity. But go ahead.
Well, it's a complicated. Can I give a quick synopsis of the mission statement of masks, my series, so you get an idea?
Yeah, because you've already showing 2 today. And you're still doing that, or is that a past series?
Oh yeah, I'm still doing them. I'm just taking a break from them.
Even more so, they're not relevant. They're still present. Yeah.
They're representations of my personal demons I've been raised with. I still have, which basically is mental illness awareness.
Okay.
Each of these pains represent, angst or fear or depression or any of those things that come with different symptoms of mental illness. Sure. And so it's called mask because I say it is part of you, but it's a mask you don't have to always wear. You can take off and put on again. Because people with those issues usually wear a mask for the rest of the world to see.
Exactly.
Anything but.
Exactly. So it's a great representation of that diagnosis or that condition. Let's put it that way. Yeah. I think. You want to hear what I thought it was?
Go ahead.
Don't get too offended.
I'm not gonna, don't worry.
I thought it was, and again, knowing a little about your Native American Indian status, your ethnic background there, I thought it was George Washington done as some historic Indian characterization.
Well, that's pretty cool. People have said Native American with the feathers and the headdress. So,
but I'm looking at specifically like if you turn a little bit and look at the profile of the face, for some reason the eyes and nose and the jawline really reminds me of George Washington. I didn't.
Indeed.
That's how bad my vision is, huh? No, I really like it. I like the colors because it's dramatic and the black and white, but with accents of the gold or the brown. Really, and you said that is available. Is that right? And,
it is.
And what size? 8x10?
It is 11x14.
Oh, better size for me. Okay.
So.
All right. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's see how much.
It was a portrait done of someone's cat.
Oh, okay. So this is not figment of imagination. This
it's that from a photograph. His name is Freckles because he has little spots on his nose.
Oh, okay. I was saying, where are the
I just want to. I just like to show that I do portraits. I do portraits of people too, but I didn't have any ones that I actually like to show you right now. But I like doing because that's why I started doing it professionally when I was 16. Was doing portraits first.
Oh, really? You started with portraits? Wow.
Yes.
That is, to me, that, and someone else told me that too, a young guy, and he said, well, and all I did was portraits. I just changed it. And I just said, I don't understand. Well, I guess I said, if you can do portraits, you can do anything because it's so detailed and, to get someone critically correct, then you should be able to do almost any other subject. Because that's the way I feel about it. That's the way I feel about it. But I hate to say, I like the cat. It's okay compared to the other one. But once again, you brought it to life or really brought in passion to it with regard to the eyes. Those glorious green eyes, penetrating eyes.
Are my favorite thing to paint. And there's a first thing I finish. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
ever since I was young, I always start with eyes for everything.
Well, certainly did it justice on this animal. In this cat, because I think it really, and especially the green, which is I don't know if cats have normally green eyes or not, but I know humans.
Some do.
Okay, but it's so good with the gold or the brown, with a tawny, whatever the color of the cat. It really it's very effective. I think and very bright. So that's the only thing I can say about the cat. Okay.
That's okay.
The other cat, Monsieur, I forgot his name, was definitely
Lord Curry.
Lord Purry.
I
Lord
prefer
Purry.
to do those actually with the costumes and stuff.
Oh,
So,
I think so, especially from New Orleans and all, you know. Anyway,
like,
okay, let's move forward. Oh, now here we go, abstract. Okay, now this is
this piece
almost
is very special to me.
okay.
It is sold, of course, but when I was first trying abstracts, like I said, this is the very first piece I did,
Oh, this
and
is the
it
very
became
first.
this
Oh,
is the
I
very
think.
first one I did in 2002. No, the red one was the second one. This is the first one I
Oh,
did.
okay. I misunderstood you. I thought the other one was the first one. But anyway,
Nope.
well,
And
this.
it's a canvas I stretched myself and primed.
Oh,
So
okay.
from scratch, I did this thing, and
Yeah.
it's pretty big. It's like a 45 by 56.
Wow. Oh, this has got to be magnificent on a big solid white wall, huh? This
I
would
know
be.
it is one of my
Oh.
favorites, and I carried it around with me for quite a while when I came back from the Midwest and got back down to the South and back to Mobile, then finally New Orleans.
Uh-huh.
And when I got it here, I sold it here at the very first Fringe Fest I went to.
Your kid. Well, congratulations. Speaks for it right there. But
So
it's
that was my clue that I belong to the city because if someone bought that I've been carrying around that I didn't think no one liked
no one
or I
likes
did
it.
well, I didn't know I didn't have any comparison. I didn't call myself an abstract artist. I just
Right.
did it because I liked it. And again, I wasn't planning anything with this one. I just kept turning around until I saw something and I see a lady stretched out, languishing.
Uh-huh. I can kind of
And
see that.
so the name came to me called Lobelia's Lament.
Lobelia's lament. Uh-oh,
Yeah,
somebody's getting. Okay, I don't know. Lobelia's. I don't know sure what
sorry.
that is, but no problem.
Lobelia was just a name, a woman's name.
Oh,
It's
okay.
also
Oh, woman's
it's
name.
also
All
it's
right.
also a flower
I thought.
too.
Yeah, it sounded almost French, and I was in Le Billeux. What is Le Billeux?
Well, it
Anyway,
just it just seemed to have this I don't know Southern Gothic charm. She's languished over the chaise, and I don't know. I kind of look like a curtain and a window behind her a little bit to me.
yes, maybe
So
so, maybe so, maybe so. But a great color combination. I had to ask though because after my little dissertation right before this, saying how much I love monumental pieces, and this would certainly qualify that. Do you, other than by commission, have you done anything of the comparable size, or doing it, or you rather
yeah,
just
I
stick to the smaller pieces?
except for one piece,
Uh-huh.
all my big pieces have been done just for me,
Okay.
and people
Wow.
bought them. They were not
Oh, they bought
commissioned.
them. They just for you, but they bought. Oh, well, you see, that anyway. I just,
I know you think it proves I can do
I,
it, right?
yeah. Oh, I would have loved to have my favorite in that side. You know, my favorite, the one we talked, the abstract we talked about earlier. Oh my, I forgot to be
Well,
the name of.
I do want to do bigger ones, but I'm working
Uh,
on that. I got a small
okay,
space, but I'm
I,
going to
un-
work into a bigger
I,
studio.
I understand. I understand. Okay, let's move on. Ooh, 12. Ooh,
That
wow.
there you
Here
go.
we.
There's your creepy one, right?
Yeah, this is to me. This is skull-like. I don't know if that's
It's meant,
right or not right. Go ahead.
it's one of the mask series again.
Oh, okay. Well, I can see it now as it's covering, the the middle to the right side of the. I can see the color change in the eye. So,
It's
very good.
definitely a darker piece.
Uh,
It's called "Carried Away by Madness and Scars."
ooh, wow. Okay, I understand. I think I like. I think I like the other one, the George Washington one, even though it had
Yeah,
just
this is
as,
darker.
yeah, just as significant depth or darkness. But this is. I mean, it's very well because it's so stark. It's very stark. And anyway,
I used my what I got taught in commercial art school because we had medical illustration classes.
okay.
So, we had to learn to do all the sinews and the bones and all that kind of stuff. So
Hmm.
I incorporated it in this. So
So you
my
did use
anatomy.
your anatomy class. Huh? Okay,
Mhm.
anatomically correct. Okay, all right. Well, whatever. Did you say that was available?
It was no, it's got sold in the gallery in the French Quarter last year,
Okay.
but just last year. So
Well, that one I wouldn't come knocking on your door. I'm sorry.
well, art's not always meant to comfort, Bob.
Of course not. No, it wasn't so much the subject matter. It just it's hitting me
Creepy.
wrong. Yeah, a little too creepy. Yeah. All right. Come on. I know.
There you
This is
go.
yeah. Here we go again. Now I know who it is. Although, is he wearing his crown? No, the crown
No,
is up. Oh, his
he's
crown
just a
flew
blue.
off.
Yeah, it's on the crown, on the heart there, and there's a veve up there on the heart.
Yeah. So is there a name on this one? If he's no longer
It's
Blue
just
Rex.
it's just called Blue Voodoo Dude. It's
Blue,
standard.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
And sizes, great colors in the background.
um, a 28 by 36.
Wow, this is a big one. This is a big one
Yeah,
too. Very,
and
and
he's got a home. So
of course, but it looks acrylic. Is it acrylic or something
it's
else?
acrylic.
Yeah, I
Yes.
didn't think it was watercolor because it's so detailed and it's really cool. And like I say, you really did a great job with putting what I'm calling the flame background to pull out to dramatize even more the color of the heart and the image thereon. So really cool, really cool.
Thank
I like
you.
this one. Okay, it's got to be only like one or two more. Come on, not that I want to rush the show, but I want to make sure we
I
get
know
them
there's just
all.
a few more.
Ooh, we have
Not
only
many.
9 minutes. So, do we have another one? I forgot all about it. So we have a lot more then. This is your foray into nude torso. Is that correct? I imagine.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it's nude. So
All
it's
right.
called Azure Nude. Just
That's
pretty
good. Yeah.
simple.
It's great with the red background. Let's move on though, because now I'm afraid we have too many. We won't get
She's for
finished.
sale though, so people
Oh,
know.
sorry. Size, about size. So since it's for
It's a
sale.
28 by 24.
Okay. All right. Next, please. Let's see.
One
Uh,
more.
this is
Those are
it. Yeah.
just
Last one.
figurines of the Blue Voodoo Dude. Yeah,
Oh, that's so cool, though. I mean, I think they're so cute in this form. The other one's
they're cute.
beautiful. They're pretty as a painting, but here this looks like obviously a photograph. It sees of actual. I don't want to say toys, but emojis come to life. Whatever the proper terminology is today. I know I'm gonna get it wrong, but I think it's cute. Cute as it. These would be great for children. I mean, or maybe not. I don't know if the subject matter is offensive, but I think the look of these things would be greatly manufactured into, some type of toy, whether it's fixed as a stuffed toy or some kind of mechanized like a robot. I love them. I love them. I think they're
Cute.
really
Thank you.
precious. And the name on these again? Not
Blue
you have
Voodoo.
to go ahead.
Yeah,
Okay, Voodoo's. All
they're,
right.
they're just figurine versions of the painting. So
All right. Well, I think that's it. Now let's chit chat a little bit more before we close out.
sure.
Uh, I think you have really presented a great variety, and even though you have perhaps a running theme in some of them, based on
Yes.
your own personal circumstances, which is what everything's about, really, in art, the ability to represent or replicate your own experiences in different formats. So I think that's great, and even though that has some darkness to it, you present it in a manner I think that should be acceptable to most folk. Not just
Thank you.
specialized focus. And then having but such a variety of other topics and genres and styles, I think really puts the portfolio together. So you really did a good job in selecting. I don't know how many you had on at
20.
home.
Yeah, 20. Yeah.
Yeah, I know we did 20, but I mean, God knows how many you have. But the same thing,
No,
I
I
think
don't know.
you did a real good selection job to put a nice variety and still maintain some of your themes. So congratulations to you on that. Now let's
Thank you.
one more. Oh, you're welcome. Now one more time, let's go over your URLs. I think they're going to put that up for you, both Instagram and Facebook. Is that right?
Yep.
There we go. Okay, everyone, can you remember the Facebook is also can be found under what is it? The black. What's the name of the
Black
shop?
Tulip Studio.
The Black Tulip Studio. So if you didn't get the URL, just search for that. And the Instagram, no, the YouTube channel. Is it YouTube or Instagram? I'm forgetting.
Instagram.
Instagram. Thank you. I'm confusing you all. I know. On the Instagram, it's under his name, Kristof, Kristof, one F, not OFF, and Corvinus, Corvinus. Okay, and don't forget, once again, March, what is the date of the Pancakes and Booze event?
It's April the 18th on a
Okay.
Saturday.
April 18th, Saturday, and starting about what time is it?
8 p.m. goes
8 p.m. Okay. You can buy
goes to
tickets
2
in
a.m.
advance or at the door. And remember, you get delicious pancakes when you. So if you get too drunk, you won't because you'll be sobering up if you keep eating pancakes while you're drinking.
Be
Okay.
buying art, but
And it'll be a number of artists
oh
displaying
yeah,
there.
it's a group
Oh,
show. There's a lot of artists. A lot of
excellent.
artists.
Well, that's what's good about it. So you'll have variety as well there. So
Oh yeah.
keep it. I'm sure you can find it with Ticketmaster or Eventbrite, one of the places to get tickets. I'm sure there's some kind of Facebook or something on that since
There's
they've
a
been in
Facebook event page for it. Yeah.
pancakes and booze. Okay. Anything else you want to tell the kind folks before we sign off?
No, I think that's pretty much it. Working on some things, but they'll follow along my Instagram and Facebook. They'll see what we're working on. Me and another person are curating an art show for later this year
Oh,
for other
good.
artists. So we
Congratulations.
got things
Well,
in the works.
keep me informed, and we'll certainly pass it along to those, even if we might not be able to do another show on them. At the same time, we certainly would like to promote it because, I think
Thank you.
every opportunity we can do to get art out there and exposed to the folk is important, and especially now that we have so many opportunities to do such. Well, again, it's been a pleasure. Pleasure meeting you, seeing your work, and keep me appraised of my particular interest, if you don't mind. And then, folks, so we're going to say goodbye to Kristof, and let me go ahead and close out the show a little bit. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, folks, we hope you enjoyed it. Let's see. Oh, we have 4 minutes. Oh, good. I can talk long to really get you bored. As we mentioned, this was the debut of our first live program called R-tist Revue. And look at the lighting there. Shoot. Sorry. Much better. Thank you. 1 hour program debuting a local artist to you from New Orleans. At the same time, we're looking for artists around the globe. You don't have to be local. All you need is a cell phone or a laptop or a PC, and take some of those pictures that we require in advance so we can use those to show on the show and discuss with you. As we said, we do allow sales, but we don't conduct the sales on the air. So you can contact the artist or whatever at the present time after the show, and he or she will gladly, I'm sure, give you information on availability and cost. We have other shows coming up. Now, this is the first, as we mentioned in our general PSA, we're targeting the month of February, which is only a few days off, but we're targeting that for more programming, not just one show. This was really our first show, and we wanted to give it a lot of attention, so we knew everything was working okay, so we can move forward with the remaining shows. But next week we will have, so in February, I can promise you, we will have a show on real estate, and that show will eventually call Realty Review. We'll do a PSA on that, and it'll eventually be combined with interior design to do virtual staging or designing of a particular room or rooms of a listing. So it'd be kind of fun. You'll talk to a different realtor each week, but keeping on a rotating basis. And we're going to publish all this for you on Facebook when we assign the things. But so Tuesday the 4th, I believe, yes, February the 4th at 7 p.m. Central Time will be Realty Review. And then we have another one coming up soon on antiques, which we like, and also a great author coming on Reader's Review. So please pay attention to us if you can. Spread the word. Subscribe if you don't mind. I would love it on the R-Revue channel. That way you can, unless you really don't like YouTube, that way you can always be notified and brought immediately to the show on that platform, or on Facebook under Bob Bockelman. You can also see us there. I think that's, let's see, do we want to wrap it up? Yes, we got 1 more minute. So we'll let the beautiful, that great music, I'm going to hear it again. So let's see the logo take us out with that great music. And as I say, stay tuned soon. Bob Bockelman.